Hey, what's up guys? This is Anthony from Anthony's Customs, and for this video, we're looking at my newest custom, which is a samurai version of Deadpool. You guys have probably seen me post about this through Twitter or Facebook or Instagram for a little while now. It's been a long time coming. It's taken a lot more work than I anticipated, so obviously it didn't get finished when I anticipated, but it's finally done now, so I'm very happy to show it to you guys. So it's Marvel Legends scale. It's actually built on the Superior Spider-Man body, and I used that one because it had the articulation I needed for certain aspects of this guy. I wanted the butterfly joint, and he was also rather thin, so adding the armor on top of him wouldn't make him look incredibly bulky, because adding armor in this scale tends to not work that well just because the figures are so small and you can only make the armor so thin. It's not realistically scaled, so you have to kind of play with the things a little bit. Anyway, so it's a Superior Spider-Man body, and everything on it has been sculpted. Nothing has been left alone, surprisingly. Well, I guess the butterfly joints in the shoulders I didn't really mess with, but that's about it. So it took a lot more work than I anticipated. Anyway, let me go ahead and get it off the stand so we can talk about it in a little bit more detail. Okay, so like I said, basic Marvel Legends, but all of it has been resculpted, and I made it so that all of the articulation still worked. He still has his ab crunch underneath all of this armor. He still has a waist twist underneath the belt. All of the hips and thighs and knees and everything still works as it did originally. And that was one of the things, like I said, I wanted this base body for. It has pretty good articulation. So I guess I'll just start with what I did. I made the head. I just sculpted right over the Spider-Man head because I was going to sculpt over the entire thing anyway, so it didn't really matter. So what I did was I just started with the face mask, and I did all of the head with Super Sculpey, because I wanted to be able to add all those nice details in there as much as I could anyway. So that was all Super Sculpey, and then I baked it, and I did a few different things in order to get all the things I wanted done. This was all baked individually. I did a layer, then baked it, and did another layer, and then baked it, and sculpted all of the stitch work in there. The only thing I used other things for the head was the belt buckle, which was originally a belt buckle. Now it's just like a little crest. That's from a Marvel Universe Deadpool. I didn't sculpt that, so I guess I lied. There are a couple things I didn't actually sculpt. This piece is made out of styrene, so it's plastic. I didn't want to sculpt that. It would have been way too brittle. These guys I actually did sculpt, these little curly parts. Those are sculpted and then connected, and then I sculpted over them partly with Aves to give it a little bit more adhesion. And then the very top part where I sculpted the little peak for Deadpool's cowl or hood, that part is like half epoxy and half Fixit. Or I mean half Fixit and half Sculpey. Let's see if I can English today. But mostly it's super Sculpey so that I could get all those details in there. It's really hard to get details like that with Fixit, so I didn't want to do that. And I didn't. So his head's still fully articulated. The only limitation is, of course, obviously that the helmet, it does come down very low, and I actually sculpted it such that it fits right over the shoulder armor. So it fits really snugly, but it still does have the articulation. You just have to be super careful when posing it. And obviously I wanted it to be able to be posed, so that was a focal point for me. I actually did the face all in one go. I didn't need to bake anything because I wasn't going to do any layering really. I just did it all in one shot. Lots of different steps for the other things, though. It took forever to get that done. The torso armor is all Fixit. There's no epoxy sculpt, or why do I keep saying epoxy sculpt? There's no Super Sculpey in there. That's all Fixit. I did it all in different layers. I sculpted one layer and then sanded it out and made it the way I wanted it. Then I added another layer and another layer until it was built up the way I wanted it. The arms, the quilted part, and then the armor part, and then the armor on the hands, that's all Fixit. And same thing for the shins. I actually resculpted the legs entirely to have like the baggy pants under here, and then I sculpted the pants to be kind of like bunched up or pinched in, and then I sculpted a strap on top of that. So that's all Fixit. Same thing for the armor, and then same thing for the feet with the little slippers and socks and things. That's all Fixit sculpt. For the armor that you can see that's dangly, that's all Super Sculpey. I sculpted those and then baked them, and then I connected them. I'll tell you how I connected them in a minute. Same thing for the arms up here for this armor. That's all Super Sculpey, and until I ended up having to use some Fixit also. So I guess we'll just get to that part now. So I made these the same way I made these. I just rolled out the clay, and then I sculpted the armor the way I wanted it to look. And then I baked it. So these were originally all connected, but then I separated them and I put ropes on them, little tiny ropes, which is also known as thread. I connected thread to it, and then I sculpted over the thread on the underside with the Fixit Sculpt so that it would be nice and durable. So these are flexible so that the arms have as much articulation as possible. I know I always preach about having the shoulder armor connected to the arms, and I tried to do that, but given the butterfly joint and me wanting to be able to bring the arms all the way around, it just wasn't possible. It was too bulky of an armor to do that. So I did the next best thing and made it super flexible by actually making plate armor as best I could for the figure. So it'll move around with the arms and it'll just kind of hang there as it's the best I could do, so that's the way it goes. And then these guys, I did end up using some epoxy or Fixit Sculpt to connect the thread, but otherwise these are all just super Sculpey. And so these all have threads that go on them and connect them up to the belt area, which is underneath here, and then that had a Fixit Sculpt over that. And then I added the cloth belt to make sure that the waist twist still worked. So this is all cloth in here with the Deadpool buckle on the top, and then all the pouches are actually removable. They're just connected with little clips, so they clip onto the cloth belt. He's got 2 pouches there and then 2 more in the back. That's why this one's crooked. They're not permanent. I made sure that they could move so that all of the armor could actually still move, and then the waist twist would still work. So that's why they're all dangly. Same thing with the swords. I made fake rope using wire. I wrapped it around the 2 scabbards, and then I made a loop in it to have the belt go through it, so those can be moved around as well. And like I said, that is just so that I could afford the waist twist is still fully functional. I totally worded that wrong, but you guys get the idea. Waist twist still works. Ab crunch still works. That was kind of a pain in the butt to do, to sculpt the armor over the ab crunch, and there's actually armor underneath the belt also, so if the belt happens to come too low or anything, there's still red armor plating down there. Like I said, this guy took way more work than I anticipated, but I'm very happy with the results, and so is the customer. You guys can let me know what you think. I think that's about it in terms of technical sculpting. Oh, how did I connect these to the shoulder pads? Because you can't see where they're connected. So I sculpted the shoulder pads in there, and then I actually cut out a big flat chunk, and then I glued the threads onto that flat spot, and then I re-sculpted over it to smooth it out to give him the armor that's connected. So that's about it. The hands are from another figure. I don't know which figure they're from. I had to resculpt the fingers on the hands and make sure he could hold the swords because I think these were just plain old fist hands that I had to put holes in. I don't remember anymore. I know I drilled out the holes, but I don't know if they had them originally or not. But the Spider-Man hands, I was going to use them with the little thumb sticking out, but it just didn't work out that way, so I didn't end up using the Spider-Man hands, but that's about it, I guess. All the dangly bits are dangly so that it's a little bit more realistic and so that it can, he has full range in his hips. So you can still pose him all you want, and the armor will just sit on top of the legs or dangle in between the legs or what have you. And like I said, these guys will move around too. So, I don't know if you guys noticed this. It wasn't just an accident that this looks like it's smudged up. It's supposed to look like it's been pushed up, and that's because he has his big eye in there in conjunction with his little eye. So it has a little bit more Deadpool flair. I guess I could talk about the paint briefly. I dry brushed all of the red on top of black because red and black go nice together. Then I went in and painted all of the thread work with gray. That was kind of a pain in the butt, but I think it looks okay. And then I gave him a little bit of like a gunmetal armor for this armor and for this piece and these guys up here. And pretty much everything else is just kind of a matte black to go with the belt and the other things. And I painted the ropes over here to match the stitch work in the armor. So that's it. That's the armor. That's the Samurai Deadpool I've been working on that's been holding up every other project. I know that's not ideal, but that's the way it goes. Some projects just take longer than others. So it is now finished. And he obviously can hold both of the swords. They're both completely removable. So there it is. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know if you like this custom or not. But if you don't like it, don't be too mean. That'd be hurtful to my feelings. Also, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. I would appreciate that. It helps out a whole bunch. And make sure you subscribe to the channel. I have new videos up every single day, so make sure you come back and check those out. We talk about all kinds of things. Action figures, customs, movies, TV shows, video games. We do live streams. Lots of things for you to put into your eye holes. So make sure you come back for that. And in the meantime, keep collecting.